Part 2. I betrayed my dying husband. He took everything away before he left this world. Robert died in hospice 17 days later. I wasn't invited. His brother called to tell me after he'd already passed, and only because legally he had to. The funeral was private, family only. I wasn't family anymore. The obituary mentioned his parents, siblings, nieces and nephews. 12 years of marriage erased completely. The will was executed exactly as he'd planned. I got nothing. The lawyer Robert hired sent me a letter explaining that contesting would result in the release of all evidence of the affair. I had no money for a legal battle anyway. Everything we had was his. The car was in his name. The credit cards were his. Even my phone was on his plan. It all got shut off within a week. Eric stopped answering my calls the day after the funeral. Sent me one text: "This is too complicated. I can't do this. Please don't contact me again." He went back to his wife. I found out later his wife's condition had stabilized and he'd never actually been planning to leave her. I was just something to do while he waited. I had to move in with my sister. She let me stay in her basement, but she made it clear I wasn't welcome. He was dying, Jen. Dying? And you did this? She could barely look at me. Her husband won't speak to me at all. Their kids used to call me Aunt Jen. Now they call me Mom's sister like I'm a stranger. Robert's family made sure everyone knew what I'd done. His brother posted the full story on Facebook. Named me. Named Eric. Included enough details that there was no denying it. The post got shared 600 times. I had to delete all my social media. People found my work email. Sent me messages calling me things I can't repeat. I lost my job at the nonprofit where I'd worked for 8 years. They said it was budget cuts, but I saw them hire my replacement 2 weeks later. They couldn't have someone with my reputation representing them. Donors had complained. Board members had concerns. I was a liability. Now I work overnight shifts at a warehouse. Load boxes onto trucks for $16 an hour. I'm 38 years old and I share a basement room with my sister's storage boxes and a space heater that barely works. I eat ramen and discount bread. Take the bus because I can't afford a car. I see couples sometimes. At the bus stop. At the store. And I feel something break inside me every time. I had that. I had someone who loved me so much he spent 12 years building a life for us. And when he needed me most, when he was staring down death, I was with someone else. Robert used his last conscious weeks making sure I'd face consequences. He was in pain. Could barely stay awake. And he used that time to systematically dismantle my future. Not out of cruelty. Out of justice. He made sure I'd understand exactly what I'd thrown away. There's a scholarship fund in his name now. For kids whose parents died of cancer. His family posts about it every year on his birthday. The comments are always full of people saying he was too good for this world. That he deserved better. They're right. I tried reaching out to his brother once. Wrote a letter apologizing. It came back unopened with return to sender written across it. I don't get closure. I don't get forgiveness. I just get to live with what I did. Sometimes I think about what life would look like if I'd just been faithful. If I'd held his hand through the treatments instead of holding someone else's in a hotel room. We'd planned to travel after he recovered, back when we thought recovery was possible. I would have been set up financially. Grieving, but secure. Loved by his family. Respected. Instead, I'm alone in a basement at 2 a.m. writing this because I can't sleep, working a job that destroys my body, with no friends, no family who wants me, and a name that's permanently attached to the worst thing I've ever done. Robert gave me 12 years of love and I gave him betrayal during the worst 6 months of his life. He made sure I'd pay for it long after he was gone. And I am. Every single day. In a life so empty and small I barely recognize it as mine. If you're thinking about cheating on someone who's sick, someone who's dying, someone who trusted you to be there, don't. Because they'll find out, and they'll take everything, and you'll deserve every bit of the nothing you're left with. The affair lasted 4 months. The consequences will last the rest of my life.